Today we're talking about why you deserve more than you think and how to accept it. Hi, my name is Michelle and this is my husband Boyd. Welcome to our channel, The Freedom Habit. Okay, so let's say you're at a restaurant and you're eyeing your favorite meal, but you decide to settle for the cheaper option. Or let's say one of your friends compliments you and say how wonderful you look, and you're like, oh no, I look terrible. I look terrible. Like we have a hard time accepting compliments. Like, why do we do this? Well, there's actually a couple of reasons, and one of them is childhood and societal conditions. Like we're told when we're children to be grateful for what we have, and of course we should be grateful for what we have, but it's okay to strive to have better or more.
Right.
We're also told to be humble often.
Yeah. Once again, there's nothing wrong with being humble.
No, there's not.
But when you put everybody else above you or ahead of you, then that's a problem because you need to take care of yourself first before you can help anybody else.
Exactly. Another one is self-worth and past experiences. If you've experienced a lot of failure or setbacks, then we might start to doubt ourselves. And we need to remind ourselves that our past does not equal our future. The experiences we had were just circumstances, and they're not our value, our worth.
Right. It's not proof of things going wrong in the future either.
Exactly.
Just because something went wrong before doesn't mean it's going to play out the same way.
Right, right. Another one is survivor's guilt. And that's when, we feel bad because we want things, but then we look around at other people struggling around us and we feel bad that we want more and we feel like we're not deserving. So this leads us to believe that there's a limited amount of success. Like we begin to believe if I'm successful, then that's going to take away from someone else. And that's simply not true. There's enough abundance and happiness and joy to go around for everyone. So if you're doing well, it's not taking away from someone else.
Yeah, we're always taught to be in competition because if someone gets something, then that means you're not going to have it. And you're right. That's absolutely not the truth.
That's true. In all the games we have, in order for you to win, someone else has to lose.
Right.
So,
I mean, that's true if you're playing a football game, or something. That's not true in business. There's businesses that can thrive.
That's right. That's right.
And do the same kind of, like
That's right.
paper companies like Dunder Mifflin. They still, you know what I mean?
They still did
They
great.
still did fine. And then there were smaller companies and bigger companies, but yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter.
Yeah. So instead of feeling guilty, ask yourself, how can I use my success to help others?
Yeah.
And that helps. That helps with the guilt if you're having some.
Right.
And there's also fear of judgment. We worry about what people will say, what they will think about us. They might look at us like, they don't deserve that. Why would they want that? They're not good enough for that. Or, we're worried about people thinking that we might change or that we think so highly of ourselves for wanting success or something better in life. So there's a couple of reasons why we think we deserve less than we actually do.
I actually worked at a place, and there was this lady who I worked with. We weren't the best of friends. But she saw me come in the morning, and I had a brand new Chrysler Concorde, which is a pretty nice car. I mean, it's not a Porsche or something, but it's a nice car.
Right.
And she actually said to me, "Who do you think you are to have a car like that?" She actually said that to me. And I was like, I don't even know what to say.
I wouldn't know how to respond to that.
Is that unbelievable?
That's unbelievable.
It's true. It happened. Honestly. Anyhow.
I just wanted to add that we're not meant for just getting by. We're here to experience joy and love and happiness. So we need to remind ourselves that we don't have to just settle. And there's nothing wrong with being grateful for everything you have now but still wanting more for yourself.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with abundance. Actually, we were promised that in the Bible, as a matter of fact.
Yes, we
So
were.
it's okay. Even though a lot of us were taught that's not okay.
Right,
It's selfish
exactly.
or something. Another really important factor that goes into how well you feel like you deserve good things in your life is self-talk. And self-talk actually begins with how your parents talk to you and how your siblings, your teacher, when you're little, your nursery school teacher, whatever, like how they talk to you. That's the stuff you start hearing in your head.
Yeah.
And your mind will believe whatever it hears repeatedly over and over again. The first book I ever read about self-talk, I was probably in my late 20s. And it occurred to me that, I was saying pretty bad things to myself.
Yeah.
And I was looking through a bookstore and I saw self-talk and I was like, and I really got a good understanding from that book, but I feel like a lot of it was just positive thinking, which there's nothing wrong with positive thinking, but you have to do more than just think positive.
Yeah.
To turn around subconscious habits like that.
Yes.
Like, for instance, meditation, which I talk about all the time. People are probably tired of it. But honestly, when you meditate and you do affirmations while you're meditating, it gets right into your subconscious mind. You can actually start tweaking those old thoughts and those old programs that just run through your head constantly.
Yeah, one of the big things too is believing what you're saying. And I think people really need to be aware of that, because you can repeat stuff as often as you want. And if you don't believe it, then it's not changing.
Yeah. If you're telling your mind, I'm healthy, I'm happy, I'm wealthy, and your body's and your heart's not matching it, and in your heart you feel brokenhearted and sad, your body's going, that ain't true. I'm not buying that.
Yeah.
I know you're really sad and you're desperate and you're just trying to tell yourself you're not. And you can't trick your body into believing that. That's why it's so important to do the subconscious thing, because you really do change it when you go into your subconscious. You can really flip that switch around and start believing the things that you're saying.
Right.
And when you shift your words, you shift your reality. I mean, the words you use do have an effect on how you view the world. If you're using uplifting, positive words and believing the best and talking that way and living that way, it makes a big difference in how you perceive life. And that's why it's so important to pay attention to your self-talk. And when you catch it, and when you catch yourself going down a negative road, flip that switch and start telling yourself empowering thoughts. If you have to, sit there and meditate for a minute and a half and get in touch with your feelings and release that negativity and bring some true feelings of joy and peace and kind of marinate in that for a minute.
Exactly.
And that makes a difference. If you just keep going, oh, I'm fine, everything's okay, nothing's wrong, it's not going to help. If you actually take the time, even if it is literally a minute or so, and focus and flip that around, it makes all the difference.
Right. The truth about your worth. So many of us spend our lives seeking validation and external approval. And the truth is we are inherently valuable. What other people think about us or say about us does not determine our worth. We determine our worth. Think about, let's say you find a $100 bill. You could crumple this $100 bill. You could, step on it, throw it in the trash. But no matter what, that $100 bill is still going to be worth $100.
That's true.
And so are we. Our value does not diminish by what other people say or think about us.
And depending on your religious beliefs, your spiritual beliefs, I mean, somebody obviously created us. So, and in the, in the Bible and other religious books, it says we're made in the image of our Creator, of God.
Yeah.
So right there, that inherently gives us value.
Yes, it does.
And energy can't be created or destroyed, which means we're probably eternal. I believe we are. And if we're eternal, we have eternal value. So
we do.
What something means in a moment, like you make a mistake or something doesn't work out, that's just one little fraction of your life. It does not determine what you're worth or what you're capable of.
Yep.
So.
That's true. That's a good reminder. And I remind myself that a lot anymore. I remind myself that this is just a moment in a lot of moments in my life. And that kind of helps me put it in perspective. And that's something we have to remember to do is, like we were talking about the other day, checking your limited beliefs, your self-talk. And if you continually do this, I mean, this is what really helps you clear out that clutter, that negative programming from childhood, and
get you on the right track.
Also, I wanted to say that your desires are valid. If you keep having a dream, don't ignore it. If there's a desire on your heart, then do it. And don't worry about what other people will think. The only one it has to make sense to is yourself.
And I know sometimes too people believe, well, is this in line with God's will? Once again, depending on what your beliefs are. I don't think God's going to put a beautiful, helpful desire that's going to help out others and give you a better life and your family a better life. I don't think he's going to give you that idea and then go, wait, that's a bad idea. I don't want you to do that. That's right. I'm working against you on this one. You're not allowed to do that. Why would he do that?
I agree.
Why would he, not he, they? Because I don't know if God's a man or a woman, but I know the spirit really doesn't have to have a sexual orientation. I think very few people realize the effects, the ripple effect that your mood has on the people around you, or even there's just the situation you're in. Just walking into 7-Eleven, you're going to be treated differently if you're in a different mood than if you go in there with a bad attitude. And it affects people. People sense it. And I think sometimes we overlook that and don't realize how powerful that can be.
That's true.
Faith, confidence, and abundance are contagious. And it rubs off on other people around you. When you have those beliefs and you're living your life like good things are going to happen, other people around you start picking up on that. And they start believing good things can happen for them as well. So when we live with those kind of positive outlooks, we give others the permission to do that too. Not that they really need our permission, but I think sometimes people do read other people's emotions and read each other's energy. And sometimes we will only raise up or down to the energy that's around us. So they're almost afraid to think that positive if you're being negative.
Right.
It just sets the tone for everybody.
Yeah, and I think it gives other people the confidence. Yeah. Sometimes that's what we're waiting to see someone else be confident about something. And when we are, that gives other people the permission to be confident as well.
Right, and believe the best instead of the worst. Because once again, that's contagious too. When you just think everything's going wrong and it's going to keep going wrong, chances are it might. Because you're kind of drawing it to you, unfortunately. And I've seen that in my own life. So, as we were just saying, people do mirror the energy around them. So if you carry yourself with self-respect and dignity, believe there's opportunities that are coming your way and that life is going to work out for you. Other people are just way more accepting of that and believing that for themselves. And I think people will tend to help you.
Yeah.
People want to help people who seem like they're going somewhere and that they're trying something and that what they're doing is good work and they're going to help others with it. People want to get involved in that. So I think you're more likely to find other people to get involved and help you out on your way when you're living that way and believing that way and talking that way.
And that's true. That's true. Just surround yourself with people who support you, who are excited when you accomplish something or succeed at something. That's really important to have those people, you know,
On your side.
on your side.
Yeah. All right. Thanks so much for watching. We appreciate you guys. Leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you.
Have a great day.